good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, YouTube. So, I was going to do a slightly different vlog today, but something came up yesterday and it made me think about whether or not we're being conned on certain goods. And what happened, we have a van for our company business like most do. It's only a small Nissan van, nothing out of the ordinary, but it's not long had some tyres on it, and we've put a major brand of tyre. At this stage I'll refrain from naming them, but I'm not convinced I shouldn't. We've had some tyres on it, and they were manufactured in the middle of 2015, so they're just about 2 years old, so they're not old. They've done 20,000 miles, which on the rear of a front wheel drive vehicle is frankly nothing, and one of the rears on Friday night failed by being perished. Rubber actually has come apart and it will no longer hold air, and it has been going, apparently it went a little bit soft, and one of our guys parked it up when he got back to the office, came in on the Monday morning, and it's sorry, the Friday morning, and it's completely flat. I changed the tyre and looked at it and found significant cracking and 3 blowouts from the inside, on the inside edge only. And I've contacted the tyre manufacturer and they haven't really been very concerned, to be honest, which is a bit worrying, because there's obviously a manufacturing defect. It's only cracked on one side of the tyre, which scarily is the inside edge where you're not going to see it. And I just, it might not be under warranty, but I feel there's a reasonable service life for everything, and if something fails substantially outside of its or inside of its normal service life, even if it's not under warranty, there should be some degree of comeback. I mean, if you buy a car with a 2-year warranty and the engine fails after 3 years, you wouldn't expect, and should not as a consumer be expected, to have to put an engine in your car every 3 years. That's not reasonable. It simply isn't reasonable, and the manufacturer should have some sort of commitment to stand by their product. And even if they don't specify a warranty, 2 years out of a tyre that still had half its tread left, to have reached the point of catastrophic failure, which is dangerous, is unreasonable. So I do think that's something that needs addressing. So what do you think? Do you think there's a point outside of the warranty where if the lifespan of the product is still not really surpassed, it should be honoured? Or do you think once the warranty's over, that's it, you're on your own? And the reason it really surprised me is because on 2 occasions in the last week I've had to deal with tyre problems, or not personally deal with one of them, but one of our sales representatives has a BMW, and again it's only a year old, this car, and he noticed that one of the front tyres was starting to feather on the outside edge, and the corresponding one on the inside edge was also feathered. I looked at it and actually found a point where it had actually gone through the first layer and just started to delaminate. So it wasn't a small failure, it was again pretty catastrophic. And the mechanic at the local dealership, and this is a main dealer technician, simply stated, "Oh, these always wear the tyres like that." In my world, that is not good enough. If all of those cars wear those tyres in that fashion, something is fundamentally wrong with that vehicle. If you had to throw away a nearly £200 run flat tyre halfway through its life every time you change tyres, I think that needs investigating, because that tyre's not really £200. If you have to throw it away halfway through its life, it's in effect £400, because you've got to buy 2 where you'd normally buy 1. And again, people just accept this, oh, they all do that, but it's not good enough. It's not had a reasonable life. So while you've got a set warranty period on various things, should there be a stipulation on the Sale of Goods Act or its equivalent wherever you are in the world that states that under a certain time, even outside of warranty, they at least have to be investigated? So for example, if a tyre has failed structurally in, say, 5 years, the manufacturer is required to investigate why the structure has failed in such a short period of time. 2 years is not a big period for a tyre. When you think tyres can be stored for a year before being purchased, means that brand new tyre you've just fitted theoretically could be on its last legs very quickly. That's not good enough. What do you think? Let me know. Hit the like and subscribe button, and see you in the next video soon.